Hi everyone, welcome to this channel. Today's video consists with principles of object-oriented programming. But before starting the video, I would like to request you all to subscribe my channel and share it with your friends. Now let's get started with the video. To know the principles of object-oriented programming, first of all you have to know the concept of object-oriented programming language. Object-oriented programming language emphasis on data rather than procedure. That means the data security must be high in here, so that the data are binded with a particular function, so it cannot flow freely from one function to another function, but all the function can communicate to each other. For this security purpose, the principles are generated. The principles are class, object, abstraction, encapsulation, polymorphism and inheritance. Number 1 is the class. Class is a blueprint for creating the objects. In this picture you can see that I have taken animal as a class, so under the animal the objects are created like dog, cat, cow, etc. So all the objects are related to the class animal. Again, the syntax must be the class name, then under the class name you can add some field, method, whatever you want. Next one is the object. Object are the runtime entity. As I told you before that object must be under a class, so here in this example I have taken fruit as a class, and under the fruit banana, apple, pineapple, strawberry, all are the objects created. Now how we can write this thing? We can use the class name, then reference variable equals to the new operator and class name as function. Next one is the abstraction. Abstraction means showing the essential features without the background details. Suppose a driver of a car only have to know how to start the car, how to turn off the car, how to accelerate, brake, etc. They don't have to know all the mechanism in the engine. So all the mechanism in the engine are private, and the turn on, turn off, accelerate, brake, all are the public. But both the features are working together. In this way, only the essential feature can handle the thing. This is known as the abstraction process. Now, how we can implement it in the coding? Here, I have taken animal as an abstract class, and under the animal class, I have taken two methods, that is animal sound and sleep. And the sleep consists with a statement. Again, I have extended pig class from the animal class, so it have some properties of animal and also some new properties. Now I am creating the main class with the main method and taking the my pig as the object of the class pig with the new operator and creating the function pig. Now by dot operator, when I am calling my pig dot animal sound and my pig dot sleep, then the output will be the showing in here. In this way the abstraction will occur. Next one is the encapsulation. Encapsulation means encapsulate something in a particular class. The something is that method and the variable. Encapsulation is also a part of the data abstraction, which is related with the information hiding. So the encapsulation provide the encapsulate feature of the class. In this example you can see that I have taken public class encapsulate, and then under this I have taken some variables and some functions, get age, get name and get roll number, and all returning type, that is return age, return name and return roll number. Again I have taken set age, set name and set roll number. Now the previous age is replaced by new age, name replaced by new name, role replaced by new role. Now generating the main method, we can generate the obj object for the encapsulate class, and then call the set name, set age and set roll number with the help of obj and dot operator, and creating the parameter as Harsh 1951. So if we write the print statement for the get name, get age and get roll number, then we find out the name as Harsh, age as 19, roll as 51. In this way the encapsulation works in the coding segments. Now next one is the polymorphism. Polymorphism means take more than one form. Here in the example, shape is a form and it can take more than one form according to its environment. So it can be triangle, rectangle or circle. You can put it in the coding section like in this picture. Now the types of polymorphism. Polymorphism mainly two types, compile time and runtime polymorphism. Compile time polymorphism also known as static or early binding, and runtime polymorphism known as dynamic or late binding. In case of function, polymorphism can be overloading and overriding. Overloading is the compile time polymorphism, overriding is the runtime polymorphism. We have described this overloading and overriding and both of two polymorphism type in the next slide. Now let's talk about the compile time polymorphism. Compile time polymorphism is also known as the static or early binding or the overloading. Overloading means the same function name with the different parameter list. In the given example, you can see that there is two function with the same name, that is public int add, but both have the different parameter list. First one have int x int y, second one have int x int y int z. So in case of both function, they work different environment. That is, first one return x plus y, second one return x plus y plus z. In this way, the compile time polymorphism, static or early binding or the function overloading works. Next one is the runtime polymorphism. Runtime polymorphism, also known as dynamic or late binding or the function overriding. Overriding means the child class inherits some property from the parent class. That is, the subclass overrides a particular method of a superclass. In this example, you can see that class vehicle have some properties with its own, and from the vehicle class, motorbike extend from that. So the motorbike also have some properties of vehicle as well as it has its own properties also. In this way, the function overriding or the runtime polymorphism or the dynamic or late binding works. The last topic of principles of OOP is inheritance. Inheritance is the mechanism in which the child class inherits some property from its parent class. There is mainly single inheritance, multiple inheritance, multi-level inheritance, hybrid inheritance and hierarchical inheritance. All the inheritance and its types are described in the another video of this channel. The link is provided in the description section. You can go through that for the inheritance. Thank you for watching this video. If you like the video, hit on the like button, share it with your friend and don't forget to subscribe this channel.